Hello, everybody. My name is Alex Buriak, and I'm the Senior Vice President over here at Jet Lending. Today's educational topic for the investment community are what are entity docs and what do you need to know about them when you're closing on investment real estate? Just like any other day that we do education, when you're watching this live, you can see I just commented in the chat. You can ask me questions and communicate with me live. You can tell me what other kind of videos you guys need out there to make your business more profitable and efficient. If you're watching on YouTube, you like and subscribe to our channel and get updated on every time we do something. So let's get to the topic today. So entity docs. It's a fancy word for saying like your LLC docs, because most of the companies that you guys are going to be buying in are LLCs. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to do, we're not going to dive into the intricacies of an S corp and things like that. It's going to be more general to what you need to do to buy in an entity. And we keep saying entity because you can do LLCs, but there's corporations and things like that. So there are other entities than LLCs, but LLCs are going to be the most common. So what do you first need to have done? Well, first, you need to pick the state in which you are going to have your entity. Now, this is going to be something you're going to discuss with your accountant. Okay, especially if you're formatting a business, most likely you're doing that for a particular reason, whether it be tax purposes or sheltering purposes or whatever you're trying to do. You're trying to create a business, and that business has to reside within some sort of state. So, knowing that, make your plans with your accountant. If you do not have an accountant for your business, and you're doing your things on your own, I suggest you start looking to increase your team and making sure you always have appropriate accounting and legal counsel as you grow your business. So let's talk about what you need. Well, you're going to need to have at least a certification of formation and a certification of filing from the state. Now, each state may call these different things, but there's going to be a filing and a formation of your entity. Now, everything is fine if you're going to buy in the state in which you created your entity. But as some of you may have already done, you've probably created like a Wyoming or a Delaware or a Nevada entity or wherever else. If you're going to buy in the state of Texas, one of the things that you also have to do to add on to what you've already done for your business is that you're going to have to get a doing business as from the Secretary of State of Texas. And why is that? So you'll have to be able to get an approval for the entity naming rights to be used in the state in which you're buying it if it's a foreign state. So if you have a Delaware entity and you're trying to buy in the state of Texas, you need to have an entity that can do business in the state of Texas. Okay. So the reason for that is if you are ABC LLC Delaware and there's an ABC LLC Texas and you buy an ABC LLC in Texas from Delaware, the other entity may cause you issues if they really wanted to make your day bad. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you have some sort of letter from the Secretary of State that your entity can do business within the state of Texas. And that business may need to have a doing business as if that name has been taken within the state. So making sure that you have those documents ready. That's the one thing you don't want to have to do to slow your closing down is find out that you have to do a bunch of stuff for the Secretary of State. Now that's a 2-week process minimum. All right. So making sure that you have that in line. The second thing is you got to make sure is that your business is in good standing. So there are things you have to do every year for your LLC to make sure you're in good standing with the state. That's why I think it's important that as a business individual doing investments and running a business, that you get appropriate counsel in accounting and legal to show you what you need to do to make sure you are within compliance within the state in which you are purchasing. So make sure that you are in good standing with the state. There's nothing more taxing for you that you have everything done and you can't close in your entity because you're not in good standing and you have to pay your dues and it takes 2 weeks and you're supposed to close today. Okay, so don't do that. All right, so make sure you're in good standing with the state. The next thing that always confuses people as they open up their first entity is that the state will provide you the certification of formation and the certification of filing. But then everybody will ask you, everybody being like your lenders and title and everybody that is within the transaction, they're going to ask you for one thing. And what they're going to ask you for is your operating agreement. The operating agreement is devised by you. You make the operating agreement. The state has no idea how you operate. So what does that mean? Operating agreement is something very general. You can get some templates and stuff like that. But what the most important thing about the operating agreement is who owns what, and who, you may have 5 members in your entity, and when you formatted it, it was just you. So the operating agreement lets everybody know who has right to what. So when you are getting loans, depending on your lender's requirements, everybody on your operating agreement may need to be a personal guaranteed signer. Okay, depending on their percentage owned, or your lender may require everybody that's in the operating agreement to sign a personal guarantee. It allows people to know who is involved in the transaction. This will help you make things faster, because if you wait to the last minute, and let's say that the reverse happened. Let's say when you formatted the company, you had multiple people on your entity, and then in your operating agreement, you're like, well, that person's not in the entity anymore, but everything else says that they are. It's one more thing you have to deal with for your title closings and your lender's closings and all that kind of stuff like that, is that you have to fix and show, because everybody has to draw documents that with an entity. Think of a entity like it's another person. It's another you. It's you, but it's not you. Okay. So you have to make sure that that entity is in whole, so everybody knows who that is. Okay. It could be one person. It could be many people. So if you are searching for properties today, you're considering making an LLC, you already have one, go back, make sure you're in good standing with the state. If you have a foreign entity, which means you're in a different state than you're buying in, make sure you can do business within the state in which you're buying in. Okay. Make sure your operating agreement's up to date and with all your members appropriately organized, so everybody knows who's signing and who owns what. Remember, everybody's friends until they're not, especially in an LLC. So lenders and people that are going to be involved with the money transaction have to understand who's involved and who, if the LLC members start arguing, who can we talk to, who can we not talk to, all that kind of stuff. So it's an important aspect in your closings, and it's an important aspect in running your business. Okay, so that's a little tidbit. I hope I help on entity documents. I strongly advise that you guys get with appropriate counsel for accounting and legal purposes. Let them know exactly what you're trying to accomplish within your business, so they can draw your business up the appropriate way. They can do your taxes the appropriate way in which you're trying to grow your business. Okay, so I hope that helped. Get with us again to see what any kind of other educational videos you guys want to do. We're always here to help out the investment community. You come to Jet Lending to get your pre-approvals, get your deals analyzed for free. That's what we do. We tell you if we think you got a good deal, think you got a bad deal. We lend you money. We provide you education, and we want to make sure you guys are doing your investing efficiently and profitable. Okay. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys have a great day.